And so if you go fishing and stuff like that, like Jay was saying, the water just drains out of the boat, so you can pretty much go anywhere. They're good. They're good boats.
We tow them up to Fraser every year, twice a year, Fraser Island, and take them up there, go fishing and crabbing, and they're like the same size as the small little tinny, and they're only 80 kilos with a 150 kilo engine, whatever it weighs. And we take them up there and go crabbing, fishing. Such a versatile boat. Then I come home, whack on the race prop, put the prop guard on, and get the helmets on. We go racing, and that's the sort of that's why I bought that boat, is because I like doing all those sort of things, and then racing is just a bonus for me.
That's cool. So yeah, right. You get a boat.
It's a Gold Coast Thundercats.
In the worlds before Monkey, primal chaos reigned.
G'day viewers, this podcast was brought to you by Koala Karma, the chill out drink, the relaxation drink. It's caffeine free with chamomile and magnesium. One of these and 20 beers will get you in the mood. On today's podcast I bring you two champions. I'll get right into it. If you know me at all, I love talking about racing and nerding out on stuff, so to have two of the fastest Thundercat racers on the Gold Coast, Nathan Durston and Jay McGowan, Nathan has the series, the Gold Coast Thundercats series, which is racing this weekend at the Spit on Sunday from 8:30 p.m. It's a really cool thing, and you have to listen to this for so many reasons. How often, I ask you right now, have you ever tried to create a series for yourself, like where you're trying to get something happening, you're trying to move people, you're trying to get multiple people racing in something, or even if it's a club or just a night, an event, it's a certain kind of good person. And it's an even better kind of person who come on a podcast show like this and talk about it. So it's rare. So I want to thank you, Nathan Durston, for coming on in and bringing Jay McGowan and speaking to me and educating me, because I cannot wait to go and see it this Sunday. So here's to you, Gold Coast. Hey, Currumbin, Tugan, is there anything you can't do? Are you there, boys? Yeah! Nathan Durston, put it there. Jay McGowan, how are you, champion?
Good, mate. How are you?
Tuesday.
Here we are.
Tuesday in paradise, eh?
Yeah, mate.
Are you guys from... I'm a bit loud. You guys from the Gold Coast?
Yep, born and bred.
Yeah, me too. Down Currumbin, mostly the southern end.
All right, well, let's actually, before we start, Nathan, what's your voice sound like? That's you.
Hopefully good.
Yeah, you're Nathan, right, and Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So where are you from?
Currumbin on the Gold Coast.
Okay, you lived there your whole life?
Yeah, pretty much all I can remember of it. Yeah.
All right. That's rare, mate. That's rare. What about you, Jay?
Yeah, mate. We're born out Crumman Valley, so we lived on a few acres.
That's
out
where
there.
I live.
Yeah.
That's it. How far out?
Piggerbean Road.
Yeah.
Just you go up there a little bit.
That's not the valley,
oh,
mate.
Oh, come on, it is.
That's pretty. Yeah, it is pretty valley there.
Yeah. No, we're living in Tugan now with the missus, and it's
Nice.
pretty chilled out there. Walk down the bolo, have a few beers. It's all good.
Oh man, I'm so jealous. I live right out half. I live pretty much the rock pools, and it's been 10 years. And as much as everyone goes, "Oh, it's so nice out there," yeah, it is. But you can't walk to any bolo.
That's right.
Yeah.
You can't get any pizza delivered and stuff. So it's first world problems.
It's a long way out.
Yeah,
Phone reception's pretty dodgy.
it is. Yeah, no mobile phone service.
Yeah.
Which is kind of good at the same time. So how did you get into racing boats then? Thundercats?
Me, first off, I was watching race day down at Salt at Kingscliff me and my brother went down. I forget where we actually seen it advertised, but we went down there and we watched these crazy guys through the surf just hitting waves non-stop. And it's like, this is a bit all right. So we found out a bit more info and, went from there.
How long ago was that?
Would have been about 8 years ago.
Wow. So what series was that? Do you remember?
I'm not sure of the exact series name back then, but I know they had a Dark and Stormy series.
Okay.
And it could have been a part of that one.
Right, so is Thundercat racing, is it an Aussie thing? Because, they look like, to me, the punter, I'm in Tugan Surf Club, so you see the IRBs getting around, the rescue boats, which is obviously a massive Aussie thing.
Yeah.
You reckon it started in Australia?
It started in South Africa, believe it or not.
Wankers, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, no.
They have a big race over there yearly called the Transnagalis, and the guy that actually started the club, Rob Thomas, he brought the sport to Australia, and it's just grown from there.
Isn't he in Creed? Is that Rob Thomas, singer of Creed?
No, that's Matchbox 20.
Is it? Yeah. Wow, he gets into it. Okay, is that right? So he brought it to Australia from South Africa.
Yeah. He went over there and raced a few series, and then decided to come back here, and he wanted to start the club up, so he did so.
Okay.
95% of the boats are all made over there and shipped over to Australia.
Really? Yeah. Why? Just because?
Well, over there, it's like V8 supercars to us. It's a massive sport. They can get up to 200,000 people on a weekend, crowded over, 5 to 10 beaches as they do their competitions over a few days, and it's just huge. The crowds and the amount of people they get racing over there is pretty good. Yeah.
Do they? You know what? I go to Japan all the time. Do they? In Japan, they have a boat race that they bet on. It's just like horse racing, and they reckon it's all fixed too. It's like almost an indoor track where these dudes are on these boats that are the size of this table, maybe not even 2 meters, and they've got maybe 10 horsepower, but they sort of ride them like they're in a sidecar.
Yeah, I know.
You know the thing, yeah.
Them, yeah.
But it's massive because people bet on it.
Yeah.
It's run by the Yakuza, and
they love betting over there.
They love betting. But it's such an exciting thing to see, Speedway.
Yeah.
Because they do because they're running a track, like an oval sort of track.
Yeah.
Like they're washing out and dudes getting under them all the time, which I'm sure you guys do. But why isn't it so big here then?
Oh, it's not huge, but we're trying to grow it. I mean, we've got probably a dozen boats in the club on the Gold Coast. We do want to expand it a bit more, but we've got a good group of lads. And compared to South Australia, we're not big. South Africa, but we're growing. We're trying to get it bigger and bigger here.
Okay.
It is hard for us, the Surf Life Saving Australia. They don't want to promote it at all because the 10%, the worst 10% who own Thundercats do the wrong things in the rivers and all that sort of stuff. It's the 10% of people who drive on the road.
Yeah.
They do the wrong thing, and it's hard for us because we can't get the beaches we want to race at. We're tucked up at the spit. We we can't get into in good spots with good people watching, like in front of surf clubs or whatever, because they just don't want to promote the sport, and it's really hard for us to promote it and to be able to get somewhere to race. We're pretty lucky, the Sunshine Coast. They're really amping it up for us. They want us up there. They're a different brand of Surf Life Saving Australia, and the people up there, they're really happy for us to race. And
do they own the beaches, kind of thing? On the coast, you kind of have to.
You have to
apply to the.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, all through the council to get your permits and stuff. And and like Jay said, there's a lot of the surf clubs in the main beaches. They don't want our racing there exposed so much in the the nice public beaches.
Not even Kira.
No,
the desert.
It'd be ideal.
It'd be perfect.
Yeah, it'd be unreal.
I'm going to change that. I know someone right up there.
That's good for us.
Let's do it, yeah.
Definitely.
Well, Kira, everyone knows it's a wasteland.
It is.
There's so much sand there, they do everything there, land parachutes on the beach there all the time. There's just nothing to do. They talk about it all the time.
Yeah, it'd be a good spot because there's lots, obviously the road's nice and low, so you got passing traffic and whatnot. They'll be able to see the action in the surf. And
because there's a massive, like when I grew up in Brizzy or Logan sort of thing, there's Archerfield Speedway, and Surfers Paradise Speedway.
Yep.
Obviously, Surfers Paradise is gone. So if I live in the Currumbin Valley, the only place for me to go to, I went to Raceway on the weekend to see the drags.
Oh, yeah,
It was
Winter
an
Nats.
hour and 33 minutes away from home. Just too far
It is.
to care. You know, it was the greatest thing ever, but by the time I got home, I'm like, I don't know if I'd go tomorrow, you know.
Yeah.
But so there's a million of us that that just love racing. And I remember in the 80s, there used to be offshore powerboats
Yeah.
would go by, and there's got to be a percentage of people on the coast, 500,000 people that want to see a race with motors.
Yeah.
And where do you go?
Well, it's a great visual to, for people to come down and watch it. Sitting on the beach, it is great to watch. Like, sometimes I just like, if we're broken down or whatever, the funnest part is just sitting there and watching the other boys race. It's an unreal sport.
It's got
to,
huge
to
jumps.
watch. Yeah.
And you're just props in the water and floating around.
Yeah, it's a good spectator sport, as Jay said, that anyone that come down the beach and actually watched them, they look at us and just go, you crazy bastards, like flying through the air, rolling over, whatnot.
Yeah, because you can't see them. You never see them. I remember what you're talking about just the other day, one of your mates, I'll bet, was going up Nerang River, and it ended up being on the front page of the Bulletin, was it not?
Yeah.
Like, doing big vertical, what do you call that?
Yeah, I think the young fellas call it proppies or something.
Okay, proppies.
Yeah.
So basically the boat's pointing straight up in the air with just the motor in the back, and it looks out of control.
Yeah.
That's that small percentage. But man, the whole the Gold Coast there's two sides of the Gold Coast. I've always said because it's flat, you never get to see all the rivers and all the water. It goes right up through north to Stratty. Yeah. And it's another world, and if anyone's got a boat, they see that. But that's what 10% of the whole population of the coast actually gets on that water. So, but it is the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
The people who surf and the people who have boats actually get to understand the coast properly.
Yeah, you get a different sort of aspect when you're in the water. I mean, we do a lot of runs up the coast, like we might launch out of Currumbin Bar and then fang up towards Surfers Paradise for it only takes 15, 20 minutes in a boat at the speed we do, and sometimes we go further. We'll go up into the spit, around wave break and back down for a run.
What sort of horsepower you got? What motors?
Yeah, they're 50 Tohatsus, most of them.
How much do the boats weigh?
80 kilos.
80, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so power to weight is...
That's nuts.
Yeah.
And you always have two, a driver and a dude on the front. Is that just to keep the boat down?
Oh, definitely. If you try and drive in the surf by yourself, just a person at the back, it's pretty much impossible. It's so hard.
My cousin actually had one. I wish I bought it. He had some things where you can fill water up the front, like a ballast.
Yeah.
Is that normal in racing?
No, not racing. We normally run the Cruy up the front, but there is certain model boats that still have a water ballast at the front.
Okay.
They were actually designed for the Transagalis in South Africa, for the extra weight, even when they got two people when the winds get up.
Wow.
They keep the front down through the blowing gale winds.
Is that a race every year, the Transagalis?
Yeah, Transagalis, yeah.
It goes for about 5 days, and it does the whole bottom of South Africa around the Cape. I'm not sure what the bottom's called.
Shark territory.
Yeah.
How about that?
So they do I think they average about 250 Ks a day of long haul racing, and then they'll do a short circuit in the surf in the afternoon, and they do that over 5 days. There's about 50 odd boats in different categories.
So it's not just 50 horsepower.
Well,
50 horsepower,
mainly
yeah.
all 50, but there is modified ones that probably pushing out between 60 and 70 horsepower.
Yeah.
So, isn't it weird they still call them horsepower? What sort of CC is that then?
Oh, I wouldn't even know.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the
I wouldn't
funny.
have a clue.
Yeah. No one knows. Are they single cylinder?
Triple cylinders.
Really?
Yeah.
Triple
I wonder
carb.
what they'd be. They'd have to. Okay, let's think about it. They'd have to be something like a 600, maybe.
I don't know.
50
I've never really
horsepower?
thought about it. It's just always the 50 in my books, like 50 horsepower.
I bet they are. Like a 3-cylinder Daihatsu, they do about 60 horsepower, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, the little
The last time I read. Yeah. Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Never
Horsepower.
thought of it.
It's probably got it written on the block there.
Yeah, we just never paid attention.
Yeah.
We're too busy turning them upside down.
Do you know? Yeah, right. Have you? Do you know anyone that goes to South Africa to race from here?
No, not now. Back in the day when Rob brought the sport over, he's had a few stories of racing over there. He's actually won it a couple of times. So
Wow.
yeah, he's still
Is he
around
still
on the coast.
Is he?
Yeah.
He's in Burleigh, yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, he runs the Thundercat Inflatables over there in Township Drive.
Okay. That's a good one.
Good bloke too.
That's a good one. So you can get everything you need from him. Inflatable.